Why, hello and welcome everybody. Also, good morning. So today I wanted to go ahead and give you guys the day 2 of Bogged Righteous Fire update. And I have to say, this go around, it's actually going pretty well. It's performing a little bit better than I thought, considering all of the things that are kind of going on. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we are currently level 92, and I'm going to just go ahead and peep the passive tree for you guys so you can kind of see. We are pushing into our block-based loadout. So if you think of RF Chieftain, you can remember kind of going block-based. So here I have a Life Recover on block shield that we crafted. Craft this with pristine life fossils. And all of my currency generation right now, which is not a lot, but all of it has pretty much just come from selling gear that I make from the tree. Like, that's where actually all of it comes from. So pretty much just printing gear from the tree. So instead of like utilizing the idols right now, I'm basically just literally farming graft blood and then crafting until I get an idol setup that I really like. So I'm going to jump into a map and then we can talk about the character, but everything is pretty much set up right now. We're a little ZDPS. This is like an Ellie res map, and also we don't have an Elder Helm. So without having an Elder Helm, our single target is never really going to be very good, I'd say. Oh, I did not mean to click that. Also, I gotta turn Scholar off my filter, holy. So there's a few things that are kind of clicking together to make things function really well, and we can go ahead and sort of talk about them. Number one, to achieve decent clear, you're gonna need Legacy of Fury. They are a bit expensive. I believe I bought mine for just about 150 chaos. The rolls are not super important, but if you see the kind of like the nebula explodes on the screen, that's the Legacy of Fury. Now, yours won't look like this. They're going to look kind of like Herald of Ash. I have a skin for mine. I don't think it's available anymore. But the point still stands. As you're running through and killing mobs, you're going to trigger this Scorch or this explosion. The explosion like hits other targets and then everything kind of dies. And for your single target, it's actually providing you with Scorch. Scorch in an aura around you, which is a debuff that basically... Actually, it's an ailment. It's an alternate ailment that lowers enemy elemental res, so it is very good. Another big thing to help boost single target, even for me right now, would be acquiring fire exposure. Fire exposure on our gloves with Eater of Exarch currency will allow us, so anytime we fire trap or throw a frost blink, it'll apply fire exposure, which is kind of like a little miniature, flammability kind of. Now, we're not ready to go Scorching Ray yet. Scorching Ray comes a bit later, specifically the Crimson Power swap. Now, Crimson Power is a Ascendancy node right here, but we cannot utilize this yet as we need to start crafting Energy Shield gear. More importantly, Energy Shield gear has very high int requirements, and we're talking upwards of, I think, 280. So the best way to go about doing that is by utilizing the keystone you can find in the POB. I don't remember exactly what it's called. It's the one that basically eliminates all of your attribute requirements. You can see it in the POB. I think it's either here or is either here. I think it's the Caspero guide. That, in conjunction with tattoos, is going to be really, really nice. Now, for people who are struggling with elemental resistance, the best thing I can tell you is to leverage the Ellie res on the tree. You have Holy Dominion. You also have things like Diamond Skin. Speaking of Diamond Skin, if you grab yourself a Foulborn Red Dream and you place it right here, it gives you a ton of HP. This HP is very welcomed when you go block-based, because when you're block-based, you're recovering 5% of life when you block, and you're blocking effectively 75% of the time. If you look here, we have 75 block and 75 spell block. That is achieved by using a 25 chance to block base shield, crafting spell block on it, grabbing these 3 nodes, which help give you elemental res and +1 max all, and anointing Aggressive Bastion, which is very cheap and also provides you with passive endurance charges. Remember, for our cursing, we're just using Bane. Bane makes it so we apply 2 curses at once. I will state, if you want more damage, you can go with Arcanus Brand and see if you like that approach more. It will multi-curse without the penalty. It's pretty nice. Once you can get your resistances sorted out, I typically like lean really heavy on my rings for it, so you can see both of them have nice res. This is what allows you to push into the Replica Aetzerfoil. The reason I chose to go with Replica Aetzerfoil is a number of reasons. Number one, when I dropped my boots for Legacy of Fury, I lost the recovery that I wanted, and because I'm not using a Life Flask or a Ruby, I really wanted to get that back. The best way for me to get that back would be the Amulet slot. Amulets can be really expensive, especially early on in the league, so buying essentially a Replica Aetzerfoil for the same price I'd pay for like a dot multi life amulet just was kind of a no-brainer for me. I also really like this amulet when I go Crimson Power, because when we go Crimson Power, we're going to be running Energy Shield gear, and Energy Shield gear literally cannot roll life regeneration, right? You'd have to craft it, and if you're crafting, it's at like a mediocre value, right? So the Replica Foible is really, really nice for the build. I think that's pretty much the map. We kill the boss, we do our tree, and we leave. Okay, so covering over the links, my weapon is really bad. It just has a 14 dot multi-roll with crafted fire damage. Purity of Fire, Summon Skitterbot, Enduring Cry. Helmet, this is where ideally your Fire Trap wants to be. It doesn't matter till you have an Elder Helm, but here we have Fire Trap, Trap and Mine, Life Tap, Combustion. Over here on our recovery shield, I've got Blood Rage, Tempest Shield, and Flesh and Stone. I do need to do the Unbound Ailment swap. I just haven't done it yet for Skitterbot. You do that after you life tap everything, and my Enduring Cry isn't life tapped right now, so I'll have to figure it out. In the body armor, I currently have Burning Damage, Righteous Fire, Swift Affliction, Ellie Focus, Life Tap. The reason I went for a Cloak of Flame over something else is it was honestly just affordable. That's really about it. I could definitely look to crafting 6-link bodies, and I very well may do that, but I haven't gone to that point yet. Boots are just Legacy of Fury. We got Frostblink, Life Tap, Shield Charge, and Faster Attacks. I actually need to flip this, didn't notice that. And then our gloves. Gloves, we have Ellie Weakness, Bane, Flammability, and Life Tap. And then, of course, we still have our Immortal Flesh. You can see that the passive tree should look extremely similar to the Path of Building. There's not really much else we're doing in there. The only thing I don't have right now, I think, is Juggernaut. I've just been a little bit point starved trying to get everything. I'm even running 2 dexterity nodes, and I think that's primarily why. Another good spot for elemental res you can get is your practical application, and if you happen to get fire exposure on your gloves, make sure that over here you take the exposure inflicts at least -18, as that is a very nice damage boost. Anyway, that's pretty much about it. The grafts we're running are Call to Pyre and Heart of Flame. I'm not ready to use the Zoth graft yet, and the reason I don't have a bloodline is because I just haven't found them, and I don't know if I can kill them with the Enrage. Enrage is pretty spooky. Anyway, catch you guys all later. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll go peep my tree for you right now, but do note that I change based off of what the market needs and what I need, so it's very hard for me to just, like, say, craft this, right? If you tell everyone to craft one thing and everyone crafts it, all of a sudden it's not as lucrative, right? So this is pretty much it. I have barely crafted with my Ancients. I'm actually storing all of them until I can get, I think this. I want Foulborn Gluttony, and I'm assuming we get it once we fill up this Graft Blood right here. In fact, actually, let me just do a quick test. Do I have anything I can put in? No, not really. That's not 2,000, right? Nope. All right. Oh, actually, I can do this. Here, let's see. Aha. Did it give it to me? Oh, it did! Okay, nice. So on my stream, we're going to go ahead and pop most of these after we farm it, hoping to get our Wrathpith. I don't know if we actually will, but currently we have like more chance at int, less strength, less dexterity coming up, 1000% chance to be shield, extra chance at item plus Foulborn, and re-roll it twice. So that is going to be our goal, is to get our shield. That would be really crazy, but probably not happening. Anyway, catch you guys all later. Thanks for watching. I'll go ahead and drop a snapshot of the POB of the character in the comments below, but of course you can always find the full guide on my website at Pohx.net. Take care, and thanks for watching, everybody.